Currently serving as the Deputy CHRO at Nippon Life India Asset Management Limited, Mr. Mohit S. Shetty.
There is always a debate between human, AI, and technology. But if it is used in the right manner, I think so it only helps you to get a greater perspective.
I really like that image. Data and empathy are two wings of the same plate. That's beautiful.
I would say one thing after 25 plus years of experience, everyone would say that I have learned it all. But I come up from a different perspective. I need to learn more.
Hey everyone, welcome back to FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. I'm your host, Sunny Pancholi, and today we are diving into the heart of something every great organization lives and breathes. Its people and its culture. Now, when we talk about business transformation, we often focus on strategy, numbers, technology, but behind every successful shift, there is always one invisible force driving it all: human resource. Our guest today is someone who has redefined what HR leadership means in modern business. He has not just managed people, he has built cultures, not just filled roles, but created leaders. With over 25 years of rich cross industry experience spanning asset management, telecom, entertainment, and hospitality, he has turned traditional personal management into a strategic powerhouse where people and performance thrive together. Currently serving as the Deputy CHRO at Nippon Life India Asset Management Limited. He is the mind behind award-winning initiatives in culture, talent strategy, digital HR transformation, and leadership development. He has completed the Leadership Strategy Program under Professor Krishna G. Palipu at Harvard Business School. He is a certified leadership coach, a Business World Future HR Leader 2016, and a World HR Congress Young Achievers Awardee. And when he is not shaping organizations, you will probably find him on a theater stage or at a film shoot, channelizing creativity into leadership. Please welcome Mr. Mohit S. Shetty. Mr. Shetty, what an absolute pleasure to have you on FaceTime with Leaders.
Sunny, and thank you for that great introduction. It was really great, and it's great to be here to share my experience with you all.
Wonderful to hear that, Mr. Shetty. All right, so to begin with, Mr. Shetty, you have built a career around people, culture, and transformation. But if we rewind a little, where did it all begin?
To be very frank, Sunny, not to sound very cliche as such, it all began in the slums of Bandra, where I was brought up, a different kind of an environment. It's not that I resent a bit about this life. I really cherish this life because it has taught me a lot when I was growing up there. Of course, at that time, I was not as an extrovert kind of a guy as I am today because of the circumstances which came in. But there was only two choices. Either I grow from here or I be there. So the second choice was, of course, growing from there. And that really came from my mother, who really, during that time also, was striving hard to give us the best of what she could do. So never giving up kind of a thing. So that really brought me into a stage that I need to really come out of it. Okay, so that was the passion. Now, how do I come out of it, right? So there are two choices, right? Your friends shape you. So I made that choice of having the right kind of friends with me who can really teach me the next level of life. Second, my passion for theater came in there. And during my college days, I joined the theater group. And that taught me dealing with different kind of people, dealing with different kind of emotions. You know, how you get into a character at one moment of time and then you just get out of the character the second moment of time. And during that time only, HR as a subject in my graduation really interested me because I saw HR can transform organization, HR can transform people. And that's how when I got into the people business. And it has been a great journey from there to be starting my life from Taj Lands End, which was my first job as such, which taught me empathy with speed. Okay, and empathy and speed are two different things. Empathy with speed. Then I joined Bharti Airtel, which was a telecom joint, which taught me actually agility. The how to be really be agile in different circumstances. Post that, the creative field of Reliance Big Entertainment, where creators are the business guys, and how really get HR into their minds. It's very difficult, but was a challenging phase, but really did it well. And now into the financial space, which is more of trust, governance, and being really true to, because there are many people who are investing in your business, right? So you need to have that trust of the business. Trust is lost, this business is lost. And that's how I shaped my career through all this, and still enjoying that every bit of it.
Wow. That's such an honest reflection, Mr. Shetty, truly.
Thank you, Sunny.
All right. So you have had a fascinating cross-industry journey from Taj Lands End to Bharti Airtel, Reliance Big Entertainment, and now Nippon Life India Asset Management Company. Uh, if you look back across these 25 plus years, how did working in such diverse industries help you move HR from a purely administrative role to a truly strategic partner in business?
In this, I would say the onus lies on the HR fraternity and the guy who's taking HR as a profession. For example, when I started my career with the Taj Group of Hotels, I was the only non-IHM graduate there. Otherwise, hotel industry takes only IHMs. So how do I build my credibility with the business? So what I did, simple thing. My shift is to end at around 6 o'clock. I used to get off my HR shift, get into the business, and for 1 year, I was trained in all the departments of the hotel. Right, I was an F&B service guy. I was in the kitchen. I was in the bakery. I did my F&B service. I was a bartender. So that got me owners that this person wants to understand the business. So because once you understand the business, you can frame your strategy along, right? So, for example, if I'm opening a new restaurant, how many people do I need? If I don't know the core of the business, how do I really contribute to that, right? Then from there, I moved into telecom, totally a different sector. I didn't know anything about telecom, right? So then, really understanding the business, getting into real understanding is very, very important. Because if you really do not understand, you're not contributing to the business, then you are a personal department, as you rightly said, Sunny, in the beginning, transforming from personal to strategy. You will only get a seat on the table if you talk the language of business. So that has been always my very aspect, that I really need to understand the business. Like, for example, if you're entering any new industry, for example, when I entered Nippon, which is a totally a financial services business, and I came from an entertainment sector, I didn't know anything about NAV, I didn't know anything about funds. So what do I do? So the basic strategy was to sit with the business at least for 1 to 2 months while they were interviewing people. Sit with the business guys to understand business. How does it really works? Because that helped me. Now today, you ask me about the financial services business, I can really talk well. You talk me about the entertainment business, I can talk. You talk me about the hotel industry, I can talk it. The hotel taught me empathy, right? The telecom taught me agility, and entertainment taught me chaos, working with chaos, working dynamic environment. Today the project is there, tomorrow the project is not there. And the lastly, Nippon Life India Asset Management taught me how to build trust with the customers, how to be, you have to be high on governance. You can't go low on governance, right? And how to really work in a dynamic environment where the markets can be volatile, not because of the markets only. It can be geopolitical, it can be environmental, it can be many things put together. And that's how I think so. I got my seat on the table because I spoke business at the same time, in the same breath, I spoke people. So that's a combination which is required.
Amazing, Mr. Shetty. What a fascinating journey you had. And it really shows how leadership learns faster when you move across worlds. Mr. Mohit, you have championed platforms like HR360 and NipponGPT, bringing AI into the HR ecosystem. Yet you often say technology should make HR more human. So, in practical terms, how has digitalization changed the way your teams listen, decide, and act? And for the skeptics who still think AI might replace human judgment, what's your view from the front lines?
To be very frank, Sunny, yes, there is always a debate between human, AI, and technology. But if it is used in the right manner, I think so it only helps you to get a greater perspective. For example, you might take a decision. Today, you might have to take a decision, few with your experience and few with a gut feeling. But when you take data into picture, you actually might take more precise decisions. I'm not saying the journey was so easy for me also, right? Because people said that, okay, it will delay. I'll give a small example. If today my resume is coming on the paper, I take an interview, done. Okay, it's a quicker job. But when I'm coming through the system, it has to come to the system. The interview has to happen in the system. It has to record in the system. Yes, there was resistance. But then what you get on the table is a data bank of so many resumes in the future, right? With physical paper, you really can't track whether the person was interviewed by you earlier or not. Second thing, leaders today want data of geographical data, the historical data of employees. Why do they need to wait for us? Why can't it click on a button on a screen, right? That is more important. So I'm not saying that you should not have the humanness. I still have the human feeling. So it is human feeling with technology brought together is what data is. In fact, I would say if technology is in place, you get more time to be human, right? You can spend more time with your employees. You can sit on this, go and help him more than really working on day-to-day operation things. I think so that is the impact which we have created. And today I think so our human touch is not gone. We are high on technology, but in fact the I would say the reflection is my high engagement score, right? My engagement scores are really high. I'm the best employer year on year. And why? Because I have not lost that human touch while we have embraced data with the full extent. So, Sunny, while digitalization came in and also the technology wave came in, of course, there was a lot of resistance, and people were scared, will I lose my job because of this? Okay, the human touch will be lost. I say, no, I looked at it differently, right? Technology is here to help you. It is how you best use it, right? Today we make a lot of decision, and that lot of decision might be because of my experience, and some might be gut feeling. So when you get technology into play, you get a lot of data, historical data to make your decision wise. And when data is there, you also get transparency. No one is going to question is that why have you taken this decision? Because these are the parameters which I've taken a decision. So that basically helps. And in HR, what happens? Many things were operational in nature. Okay, if I can remove that operational time and really give it to the employees to give me better strategic help to the employees, it is more better. So my entire thing was that let's digitalize the operational thing. Let's help employee with the chat GPT when they have the basic questions, why they need to really call up HR or come to HR, why can't they be self-serviced? I'm not saying that they can't come. They are always welcome. But the few basic things will save their time. It will save our time to be more productive in other matters. And that's how we embraced. Of course, the resistance was there. Now I'm happy to share that most of my thing is automated. A lot of data is automated. My recruitment process, all these processes are automated. And I'm happy to share that I give more time to the employees, be more productive, more strategic in nature, and it helps the business.
Now, Mr. Shetty, that's such a powerful way to put it. And I really like that image. Data and empathy are two wings of the same plate. That's beautiful.
Yes.
So, moving ahead, you have moved the organization's gender ratio from 14% to 21% and increased women leadership representation significantly. Now, in a sector often labeled as male dominated, how did you make diversity not just a policy but a profit driver? Also, there is part B of my question. And what advice would you give to other BFSI leaders, who want to translate D&I talk into measurable results?
I would say one thing, don't make it as your KPI. The moment it becomes your KPI, you're doing it for the sake of doing it. Really believe in it that you need diversity in your organization. For me, diversity has never been a gender specific. Yes, gender is one arm of it, but it never been a gender specific. It is meritocracy. If you have the meritocracy, everyone is welcome and everyone will go in this organization. Yes, while we started, we had a 14% of diversity. We had various initiatives, right? We have initiative of referring a woman employee, you get double the reference. We have various platform of developing them towards the senior leadership by giving them various MDP programs into the system. But what we did is also really educating our male employees also, right? because there is a lot of an acceptance. It's not about the gender diversity. It's also about various segments working together in the organization. So you have to culturally sensitize them. So that is one of the aspects which we really worked on, so that our gender ratio increases. And I'm proud to say that today, on the gender diversity, I'm high. Today, on the industry diversity, I'm high. Industry diversity is also a great parameter of getting diverse view. Normally, what happens in financial services, people will look for financial services only. I'm happy to say that in all our CXOs, most of the CXO never worked in a mutual fund industry. I have come from an entertainment industry, so I got a different perspective into the business. Many of my employees come from paint industry, they come from insurance industries. So diversity has to be seen holistically. And many times organization keep it as a KPI percentage. I don't think so. It should be a KPI percentage. It should be a process where everyone is welcome. And of course, meritocracy should be the barometer for everyone. So no one feels left out. Oh, that position was closed because there was a KPI there to be closed on a particular type. I don't think it's not a type. So it should be everyone is welcome. It should be the mantra of any organization. And organization should have the whole environment and the facility to welcome everyone.
Absolutely, Mr. Shetty, and that paints the whole picture, concrete and personal. And I can feel the effort behind it. And what you described about shifting from policy to profit is exactly the kind of boardroom to flow transition many leaders are working on.
That's right, Sunny.
Now it's time to switch gears and have some fun. We have already explored your professional side, and we'll also go deeper into it. But before that, let's have some fun. Welcome to our rapid fire round.
Thank you, Sunny. I'm excited.
Yes, so there is no second thought given, whatever first strikes to your mind. That are the answers.
Okay, fair enough.
So here's the first question. What's your go-to comfort snack?
Idli and medu vada.
Okay. If you had to rename Monday, what would you call it?
New day.
New Day. Okay. Amazing. What's something you have bought that instantly made you happy?
My first house.
Okay. If someone gave you a time machine, which decade would you visit first?
3000 BC, the Egyptian era. I'm really fascinated by it.
Okay. Your guilty pleasure song that you secretly dance to?
Bachna hai aise no.
Okay, that was surprising. Interesting. A superpower you wish to have or had for one day?
To end the war.
To end the?
End the war.
Oh, okay. What's your spirit animal?
Tiger.
Uh-huh. One habit you are proudly, you finally broke.
Thinking about the past. Let go.
Okay. If your friends described you in one word, what would they say?
Go getter.
Beach holiday or mountain escape?
Mountain. Absolutely mountain.
What's a small thing that never fails to make you smile?
When I'm with my family and friends, when I see them smiling, I smile.
Wow. That was truly fun, Mr. Shetty. That was truly fun.
Thank you.
And it was good breaking the ice of knowing the personal side of
Yeah.
the professional way you are.
Thank you, Sunny.
So, Mr. Shetty, every industry and every leader has those moments that make them pause and rethink what leadership really means. And in today's world of hybrid work, digital rush, and constant change, we often see organizations chasing transformation, but sometimes forgetting the human in human resource. So, what I would like to ask you is, in your experience, what's the biggest test of integrity that modern leaders face today? And how can they stay true to their values when the easier path might be to simply fit in or look good?
Sunny, if I would think about this, I would think that every leader today is pressurized to behave in a certain manner, right? If you're a leader, you're supposed to behave in a certain manner. I think so. They should let go that. Be what you are without actually compromising on the integrity or the value system, right? Because if you start behaving the way the world wants to behave, you're not true. And today, if you see the organization is becoming younger, they are looking for trueness in your behavior. They're not looking for that typical boss, which I think so my parents had, who was a strict, kind looking boss, he behaves in a certain manner. No, but they are looking for something real in you. I'll give you my classic example. I just turned 50. Okay. I do a lot of gymming. I'm on Instagram. I follow my passion. I follow my theater. Many friends could say me, oh, you're the deputy CHRO, why this on Instagram and all? I said, why not? I am real. I want to connect to the real world and to the real employees who are working with me. Of course, at the same time, I would not do anything which actually brings down my integrity or someone doubts my work. Okay, because I come the hard way up, I would not do that. But I think so, being true to what you are, and many leaders today forget the one mantra. They're not here to boss, they're here to mentor. And the day you believe that you can mentor a person and bring him up in life, believe me, the day you retire, and we look at that person, oh, he has grown, he's become a CEO of this company. It's because you had a contribution to his life. So many leaders forget that you need to be mentor after certain part of your life. You can't be keep bossing, right? You can't be keeping your door closed and be behind the door. You need to be in the front supporting them. You need to know to give the credit, even if you have worked harder for it, but the credit goes to the person who really works for you. And take if when it fails gracefully on your thing, right? So I think so. Leadership has to evolve, and many people have a lot of ego, which needs to be kept in the pocket when you're being a leader. It has to be the right ego and not the ego in which terms it is used, right? Being human, being empathetic, those are the things which really the world needs today. And those are the true leaders who really grow in life.
That's such an honest perspective, Mr. Shetty. Integrity as consistency under pressure, that really resonates. And you described it so simply. But it's exactly what so many leaders struggle with.
Right. Very true.
Great. So that brings us to the last question of the podcast. And let me ask you, you are also a part of Directors Institute World Council of Directors. So what
Right.
made you join that ecosystem, and how has it changed the way you think about leadership and decision making at the top?
Sunny, I would say one thing. After 25 plus years of experience, everyone would say that I have learned it all. But I come up from a different perspective. I need to learn more. I think so. Life is a continuous learning journey, and that's when Director Institute approached. I was more eager to really learn from them because I might have the experience, but what Directors Institute brought me is how what all is required to be on the other side of the table, on the board member. It's not noise. It's about your experience and how well you can put it across to the benefit of the organization. Today, I might be great in the human resources aspect, but do I know ESG fully? Do I know governance fully? Do I know what are the rules and regulation, not in India, but externally also? So when I combine all those aspects and all those experience, I think so my experience becomes richer, right? It gives me a platform to be, I would say, more informed, okay, about the world around and what is required in different part of the country. Because when you're working in a certain industry, you know a particular industry. And one plus is that I worked with diverse industries, so that benefit, of course, I have. But what the institute is giving me is more holistic information about what is going in the world, and ESG being such an important aspect of life. I'd say business, sorry, not life, but business. Life also, in a personal life, also, we have to do things which can save the environment. But if you don't practice ESG in the right format, the organization either can go down or either can go up if it is used in the right format. So that's the reason I think so. Very happy that I joined them, and I'm learning a lot. And really kudos to the Director Institute to bringing this program on the table for us who are so experienced but need to really put it in the right format towards the board, because being a board member, you also shoulder the responsibility of the shareholders, because shareholder is looking after you, that you are the representation who would really help run the organization well, and if there is something going wrong, you're the one to voice their opinion. And that is very an important factor in it. And I think so it's an important what you say, a KPI given by the shareholders to us. So that's my view on that.
That's such a rich insight, Mr. Shetty. Governance as conscience, not control. Beautifully.
Right.
And you have described the boardroom with such calm and clarity. It makes governance sound deeply human.
See, you can never miss the human factor. Then it's as good as you becoming a robo and working, right? The human will never go. It has to just enhance. You need to just embrace technology, embrace AI, chat GPT. I would say be friends with the younger generation. You will learn much faster.
Absolutely, Mr. Shetty. And let me tell you what an absolute treat this conversation has been. Today's episode felt less like a podcast and more like a masterclass in leadership with a dash of theater, a pinch of humor, and a whole lot of heart.
Thank you, Sunny, and you have been a lovely host. And I think so. You made it more comfortable, really rewinding me to around 25 plus years back, and then getting me into the current thing. And hope to meet you soon. And it was lovely talking to you.
Likewise, and if I may say so, you have officially made HR sound cool.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely. And I want to make it more cooler.
Great to hear that. So, thank you so much for joining us on FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. And to everyone tuning in, if you have ever wondered what truly keeps an organization's heart beating, today's episode was your answer. It's not just the numbers or policies, it's the people, the purpose, and the passion that leaders like Mr. Shetty bring to the table. So I'm your host, Sunny Pancholi, signing off from the FaceTime with Leaders. Stay curious, stay kind, and as always, I say, lead with a little more heart and a lot more humanity. Thank you so much.